Welcome. In this video, can Zbcn coin be included in Donald Trump's portfolio? We will analyze this. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and please watch to the end to understand.
First, let's analyze Zbcn. Despite the overall selling pressure in the market, and especially the pullback observed in Bitcoin's price, the price behavior of the asset in question presents a notably positive outlook, particularly in an environment where a market leader like Bitcoin is experiencing a decline. Many altcoins tend to weaken in parallel and even fall below their previous low levels. However, this is not the case for the coin in question. The price is not breaking below the previously tested bottom level and is maintaining above it, showing either a sideways or upward tendency. This behavior is highly meaningful in technical analysis. When an asset holds above its previous lows, it indicates that strong demand exists at those levels and that buyers are showing considerable resilience against selling pressure. Especially during a broader market downtrend, the ability of the price to remain this strong is seen as a positive signal by investors. It suggests that the market remains hopeful for this coin, that holders are reluctant to sell, and that buyers may be stepping in again when the price approaches the support region. In technical terms, the concept of a higher low is often considered a precursor to a potential upward move. A similar pattern is currently observed. Despite Bitcoin's decline, this asset has managed to stay above its previous low and has continued in a steady sideways structure without breaking below that region. This behavior builds investor confidence and may pave the way for new buying interest, as traders are typically more attracted to coins that remain stable during market weakness. Additionally, this situation may not only mean the price is holding at the bottom, but it could also signal a potential accumulation phase in the market. In other words, larger players may be quietly accumulating from smaller investors, while the price hovers around support levels. Such accumulation phases often result in sudden and sharp upward movements. Once enough accumulation has occurred at the lows, it becomes much easier to push the price higher, which often leads to breaking even previously tested highs. Another key point is the concept of psychological support levels. In technical analysis, certain price levels are not just mathematical values, but also reflections of investor psychology. Low levels that have previously been tested but not broken become points of confidence for investors. When the price returns to those levels, investors tend to re-enter positions with the mindset that it bounced from here before, it might bounce again. This creates a new wave of demand at that level. While Bitcoin's decline sets off a red alert for many altcoins, the asset in question manages to stay strong in this negative environment, capturing investors' attention. This resilience gradually draws more investor interest and could initiate a positive price cycle. The ability of the price to maintain its low level also contributes to the strength and health of any future upward movement. Rallies that begin from strong support levels are often more successful in breaking through resistance levels. The current price behavior represents a classic example of positive divergence. While Bitcoin and other major coins are declining, this asset is holding steady or showing slight gains. Such divergence reflects the confidence that investors have in the asset. For long-term investors, this is viewed very positively. An asset that can resist a market-wide decline tends to rally much more strongly once the overall market returns to normal. This positive structure also helps form a technical bottoming pattern on the price chart. As the price consistently finds support in the same area, it forms a base. This base structure acts as a springboard for potential breakouts in the future. Base formations are structures that give investors confidence, and prices often react to them with upward movement. In light of all these factors, an asset that doesn't drop below its own low level, even as Bitcoin falls, is considered technically positive. Such price action lays the foundation for sharp rallies that may occur in the event of future positive news or a market recovery. At the same time, this builds emotional confidence among investors, thinking the price didn't fall, so buyers must be strong here. They may initiate new purchases, increasing volume. Rising volume helps the price move more strongly. At this point, one more important factor to watch for is volume. If volume is increasing while the price holds its low level, this is interpreted even more positively from a technical standpoint. Increasing volume indicates new buying interest and signals a market awakening. This can be a harbinger of potential future rallies. In conclusion, the fact that the price has not dropped below its own low level, even during Bitcoin's decline, is a sign of strong technical support and solid investor confidence. This could lay the groundwork for stronger price moves going forward. Particularly during potential rallies towards resistance levels, this strong bottom structure could provide significant support, enabling the price to test and even surpass its previous highs through sharp upward movements. But we can't rely solely on this for analysis. Let's take a look at other metrics as well. Stay tuned.
The W pattern of formation frequently encountered in chart analysis and known as a strong reversal pattern currently signals a highly positive structure that warrants close examination. The main characteristic of this formation is the presence of two low points that occur at relatively similar levels. It typically forms after a period of market decline followed by signs of recovery. After the first low, a bounce occurs, followed by a second downward move forming another low, which is essential for the completion of the pattern. When the second low is at or slightly above the first, it increases the strength and validity of the pattern. The current observed structure in the charts aligns closely with this description, and the price appears to be stabilizing at the second low. Price behavior at the second bottom, showing either sideways or slightly upward movement, indicates that buyers are active at these levels and selling pressure is weakening. In such patterns, the upward move from the second bottom often continues until the neckline is reached, and if this neckline is broken, a strong and rapid upward trend may begin. Currently, the price is in the phase of reacting upward from the second bottom, marking a critical point for investors. If the pattern plays out to the upside from here, higher price levels may be targeted. The W pattern provides both psychological and technical reassurance to investors. The panic seen during the first drop is often replaced by a more controlled buying process during the second. As a result, the second part of the pattern is typically less sharp and more stable. The observed price action currently fits this description well. A second bottom has formed, and the price is establishing a base, setting the stage for a potential upward move. This also indicates an increase in the number of investors buying at the bottom and a shift in the supply-demand balance in favor of buyers. According to classic technical analysis principles, the target level of the pattern is determined by projecting the distance from the second bottom to the neckline upward. This implies that a potential rally could reach significantly higher levels. Currently, the price is hovering around the second bottom. A bounce from here could offer notable short and medium-term profit opportunities for investors. Therefore, the development of this pattern and the price's reaction to it should be monitored closely. The fact that the price is holding more strongly at the second low compared to the first is one of the signs that negative sentiment is starting to fade. Most investors are beginning to view these levels as a bottom and are positioning accordingly. As this perception gains strength, the momentum of upward movement increases, allowing the pattern to complete more quickly. Additionally, increased volume at the second low supports the move, showing that it is backed by strength. Volume and momentum indicators at this point can provide further insight into whether the pattern will play out. Once the second part of the pattern is complete, the price is expected to reach the neckline, typically the peak level between the two lows. A break above this level is seen as a breakout signal by investors. The neckline break signifies the start of a new uptrend, and investors entering at this point may see substantial gains. The current chart structure may indicate the beginning of a move toward the neckline. If the price reaches this level and breaks through it with strong volume, the pattern will be considered fully formed. One important factor to watch during this process is the overall market sentiment. If the general market outlook is positive, the chances of the pattern successfully completing are much higher. However, if there is high volatility or uncertainty in the market, the formation may be delayed or weakened. Still, the structure currently observed is sending strong positive signals. The recovery from the second bottom and the price's ability to hold certain levels suggest that market participants find these areas attractive and are positioning accordingly. The successful completion of a W pattern not only indicates a price increase, but also establishes a strong technical support level. The second bottom can serve as an important support zone if the price returns to this area in the future. This is valuable information for technical traders. The fact that the price is currently gaining strength at this second bottom means that these levels may become psychologically significant over time. Furthermore, the impact of this pattern on investor psychology is critical. Investors who panic during the first drop tend to act more cautiously during the second. This reduces selling pressure and allows buyers to enter more comfortably. Upward moves following the second bottom are usually accompanied by higher volume and stronger momentum. The current price action suggests that the pattern is forming and that a strong reaction from the second bottom has begun. This could be a sign that the pattern is starting to play out technically. The current price level represents a critical threshold in the formation. If a breakout occurs from these levels, it would signal not just a short-term price increase, but also a significant shift in market sentiment. Investors would interpret this breakout as confirmation and begin entering the market with new buy positions. This can lead to faster and more decisive price increases. From a technical standpoint, the successful completion of this pattern could mark the beginning of medium to long-term upward trends. The W pattern goes beyond being a short-term technical structure. It also reflects the rebuilding of confidence in the market. Patterns like this, especially after downtrends, show that the market has tested its lows and is now preparing to move upward. Therefore, such formations signal not just a technical change, but also a psychological and structural transformation in the market.
Donald Trump, a globally influential figure in both political and economic spheres, has recently shown interest and made investments in the cryptocurrency space, generating widespread attention. Projects like MogCoin, included in his portfolio, can experience significant market value spikes solely because of his association. This clearly demonstrates that cryptocurrencies are influenced not just by technical analysis or tokenomics data, but also by events and figures that capture public attention. Currently, MogCoin has a market cap of approximately $637 million and ranks 110th on CoinMarketCap. This major surge reflects the rapid price increases and community interest it has garnered. Looking at Zbcn coin, it currently ranks 179th on CoinMarketCap, with a market cap of about $295 million. While this ranking is lower than MogCoin's, Zbcn coin has considerable potential to close this gap purely through price movement. It should be noted that one of the primary drivers behind MogCoin's rise was its sudden price surge, which boosted trading volume and global visibility. If Zbcn coin achieves similar momentum, it could quickly climb the rankings and significantly increase its market cap. Examining Zbcn coin's structure reveals a project built on solid fundamentals that attract many investors. 89% of its total supply, about 89 billion out of a maximum of 100 billion tokens, is already in circulation, greatly reducing the risk of future supply shocks and providing investors with a predictable token economy. The remaining 11% is planned to be gradually released through supply-demand mechanisms, signaling sustainable and stable growth to investors. Zbcn coin appears poised for a breakout. With its price currently accessible and just beginning to catch investor attention, it has a strong chance of breaking out in the near future. A small comment from a major figure like Trump, such as with MogCoin, could trigger significant price movement. If Zbcn achieves similar breakthrough, which is plausible given its market structure and community engagement, Trump's interest could follow. Trump's significant investment in MogCoin, which experienced a strong price rally, might inspire him to look towards similar projects. That's where Zbcn coin fits in. Though MogCoin is more visible now, Zbcn coin has comparable or even superior potential. With nearly all of its supply in circulation, a growing user base, and a strong decentralization vision, Zbcn is an attractive project for investors. Its transparent, community-friendly tokenomics also foster trust and pave the way for larger investments. Timing is another crucial factor. In crypto markets, well-timed investments, especially in low market cap projects, have repeatedly delivered extraordinary returns. MogCoin is a prime example of this. That opportunity might have passed, but a similar opportunity could now be presenting itself with Zbcn coin. If the project gains media exposure or support from influential figures, its market cap could multiply rapidly, climbing rankings and sparking a wave of new investors. Technical and fundamental analysis combined show that Zbcn coin has maintained a strong resistance level despite remaining at low price levels and deflecting significant sell pressure. This indicates a solid investor base and more buying than selling. Such a foundation sets the stage for rapid, sharp upward movements when positive news or project developments occur. One of the strongest catalysts in these situations is public endorsement from well-known figures. When a globally recognized figure like Trump adds a coin to their portfolio, it not only benefits that specific coin, but also creates a favorable sentiment around similar projects. Investors often examine the structures of projects that attract such high-level interest and look to add similar assets to their portfolios. This behavior could open the door for new investors to come into Zbcn coin. If Zbcn surpasses a key price threshold and becomes more visible in the media, its chances of attracting attention from investors like Trump rise dramatically. In conclusion, Zbcn coin is positioned as the next big breakout in the crypto space. Much like MogCoin's surge, Zbcn could experience its own breakout, supported by media attention, social media momentum, and possibly high-profile endorsements, creating a major investment wave. With the chances of investors like Trump expanding their holdings beyond just MogCoin, choosing Zbcn as their next target would come as no surprise.
I wish you all a lot of profit. See you soon.